golden eyes stare quietly through the tall, dry grass of the dark savanna. Every documentary tells the exact same dramatic story about these two famous competing predators. The lion is universally portrayed as the noble king and the ultimate perfect hunter. The spotted hyena is heavily stereotyped as a cowardly scavenger of abandoned rotting meat. We are taught that hyenas only survive by desperately stealing from the hard-working lions. It is a very simple narrative of pure royalty fighting against greedy, ugly opportunists. But almost every single detail of that popular cultural story is factually completely incorrect. In reality, the traditional roles of the thief and the hunter are completely reversed. The myth is wrong. Extensive biological research reveals a shocking truth about the actual mammalian hunting success statistics. Spotted hyenas are highly efficient pack hunters that secure 80% of their food. They do not wander the dry plains looking for the abandoned scraps of lions. They actively run down large prey over massive distances until the animal completely collapses. The hyena pack is a highly coordinated military unit capable of killing adult zebras. The lions, however, frequently use their massive physical size to bully the smaller hunters. The noble king of the savanna is actually the most successful thief in Africa. The truth is hidden. So why does the myth of the scavenging hyena exist so stubbornly in culture? The answer relates completely to human observation and the severe limitations of early filmmaking. Hyenas primarily hunt in the absolute pitch black of the cold African night environment. When human researchers and tourists arrive in the morning, the hunt is already over. They often see a large male lion aggressively feeding on a fresh zebra carcass. They see a large group of hyenas nervously circling the lion in the dust. The human brain immediately assumes the hyenas are waiting to steal the lion's kill. The roles are reversed. But the actual biological truth is that the hyenas made the kill during the night. The lion simply woke up, walked over, and violently claimed the hard-earned biological prize. The hyenas are not begging for scraps, they are protesting a massive armed robbery. But food theft is only the surface layer of this deeply ingrained conflict. The relationship between these two powerful carnivores goes far beyond simple competition for calories. The savanna is vast enough to provide enough meat for both highly successful species. Yet they actively seek each other out for reasons that completely defy nutritional logic. The war is political. When a heavy male lion encounters a hyena clan, he does not demand food. He charges directly into the chaotic mass of snapping jaws with absolutely zero hesitation. His primary objective is completely isolated from any basic biological need for daily sustenance. He is executing a calculated mission of targeted, systematic predator extermination on the plains. The lion ignores the lower-ranking males and juveniles scattering in the tall, dry grass. He locks his fierce eyes strictly on the largest female leading the entire pack. The social structure of the spotted hyena is an intensely strict matriarchal female hierarchy. The queen is targeted. By eliminating the matriarch, the lion effectively shatters the clan's complex tactical communication network. It is a highly strategic assassination designed to weaken the enemy's future hunting efficiency. But the hyenas are far from helpless victims in this ongoing genetic turf war. A single hyena stands no chance against a massive, 200-kilogram male lion in combat. But a coordinated clan of 30 angry hyenas operates like a single tactical organism. They do not attempt to overpower the massive feline using sheer brute frontal force. They employ a terrifying strategy of exhaustion and precise surgical strikes from the rear. The tactics are precise. The hyenas deliberately target the extremely vulnerable Achilles tendons on the lion's back legs. A single successful bite from their bone-crushing jaws will permanently cripple the massive predator. A crippled lion cannot hunt, cannot defend its territory, and will slowly starve alone. This deep mutual hatred extends violently down into the youngest generation of both species. The war has absolutely no designated rules of engagement regarding the young and defenseless. If a lion discovers a hidden hyena den, it will slaughter every single cub. The hyenas return the exact same favor whenever a lioness leaves her cubs unattended. They actively seek to eliminate the next generation of competitors before they grow strong. The action is deliberate. This behavior proves that the conflict is deeply embedded in their evolutionary genetic code. A captive lion and a captive hyena pup will instinctively growl at each other. They possess this violent aggression even if they have never seen the opposing species. It is an inherited biological trauma encoded directly into their complex mammalian DNA structures. But the most counterintuitive aspect of this war happens after the dust finally settles. When a lion successfully catches and kills an adult hyena, it does something bizarre. In the harsh environment of the savanna, wasting any form of protein is illogical. The aftermath is strange. Every single calorie is a precious resource required for long-term survival on the plains. But the victorious lion almost never consumes the flesh of its fallen spotted enemy. It drops the broken carcass in the dirt and simply walks away without eating. Science offers a fascinating physiological explanation for this seemingly wasteful dominant predator feeding behavior. The diet of a spotted hyena includes massive amounts of rotting, diseased animal tissue. Their incredibly strong stomach acid easily breaks down anthrax, botulism, and decaying white bone. This extreme diet physically alters the chemical composition and the odor of their muscle. The meat is toxic. To the highly sensitive olfactory system of a lion, hyena meat smells absolutely repulsive. The feline brain registers the flesh not as a viable food source, but as poison. The kill is a purely political statement driven by territorial dominance and future security. This age-old conflict perfectly illustrates the absolute complexity of the wild African ecological system. It is a constantly shifting balance of power between two highly intelligent social networks. The patriarchal strength of the lion clan violently clashes with the hyena matriarchy system. They are two distinct evolutionary paths attempting to occupy the exact same environmental niche. The message is delivered. Neither species will ever permanently defeat the other in this vast, sun-scorched biological arena. They force each other to remain alert, perfectly adapted, and extremely dangerous at all times. Without the constant pressure from the hyenas, the lions would eventually grow physically complacent. Without the heavy threat of the lions, the hyena population would destroy the ecosystem. The endless war serves as a critical regulatory mechanism for the entire African continent. Nature does not care about our simplistic human stories of noble kings and villains. The wild only respects absolute efficiency, genetic persistence, and unapologetic physical survival strategies. The balance is maintained. The lion is a heavy thief, and the hyena is a highly skilled hunter. Both are equally necessary for the complex biological mathematics of the dry African savanna. The true story is far more fascinating than the traditional myths we created about them. The conflict is not a competition for food, but a battle for absolute existence. The hatred is not a choice, but a deeply programmed evolutionary survival requirement trait. Every generation inherits the exact same biological, bloody grudge without fully understanding the reason. The grass of the savanna continues to grow quietly over the bones of both species. The sun sets again, and the dark plain prepares for another violent nightly encounter. The cycle requires both. The long shadows stretch exactly as they have for thousands of silent, violent years. There are no ultimate winners in the harsh politics of the wild African plains. Blood is spilled simply to maintain the delicate structural integrity of the massive food web. The crown of the savanna is never truly secure for any single dominant predator. The deep hatred ensures the absolute physical perfection of both dominant mammalian hunter species. The golden eyes always need a shadow to fight.